And I'll tell you guys since we're all friends. Every character I write has a piece of me in them. Hi, I'm Lee Bardugo. You're listening to the GrishaCast.
Welcome to GrishaCast, episode 137. In this episode, we will begin discussing Hellbent, prologue through chapter 3. This is your host, Eric.
And I'm Terry. From Nashville, Tennessee, this is your podcast for all things Grishaverse.
A world created by our own Babbitt Rabbit, Lee Bardugo. Moi saviani, casters.
Oh, hello.
Hi, it's been a second. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It really has. And we've got so much new stuff going on. But before we get to that, we have listener cities.
Yay!
Ooh, thank you, listeners.
First, we have Maida, Japan.
Ooh, that's awesome. And next, we're going to Norwich, UK.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I feel like we haven't done this in a while. Because
Yeah.
we haven't.
No, we haven't. It's been a few weeks.
It has, and I feel like so much has gone on, but then I'm like thinking like, oh gosh, what to say? But yeah, a lot has gone on. It's been just a couple weeks, and the last time we were here was for our holiday party.
Our secret sancta.
Ooh, that was fun.
It was fun.
And I hope you all enjoyed that, but I know that I definitely have heard from some listeners that they really, really liked that. And
Yeah,
I
it
like,
was fun. I
was.
enjoyed it.
So, how are you doing?
I'm good. Semester has started, so busy at work. But otherwise, been doing pretty good, actually.
Well, good.
Yeah, feeling better,
Yes.
feeling good,
Feeling
So-
gorgeous.
reading a lot.
Okay.
I've already read 4 books.
Since we last
Yes.
were on here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
okay.
yeah, I've been busy reading some books.
You sure have.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I ask you what books you've read now?
Sure.
Okay. Which ones?
I read Anastasia by Sophie Lark.
Okay. Yes.
I read Hellbent.
Yes.
I read the oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. The Sleeping Beauty one you gave to me. I reread that
Oh,
one.
Yes.
And there was one more that I read and now I can't think of it. It should be on my Goodreads somewhere.
Okay.
but-
I feel like you've told me and I was like, oh my gosh. But no, I can't remember what your last book was that you were
Why
trying to-
can't I remember?
I don't know. But I can't remember the title of the book that I gave you about the Sleeping Beauty one.
We
and
are
I love that.
on it.
And I'm trying to think of the author right now, and it's Alex something. Harrow.
That's
Harrow.
the other one I read.
Oh, yes,
The
the
Once
witch.
and Future Witches.
Oh, wow, you read half of the books you read, I gave you.
Yes.
I don't know why I feel like I deserve a reward. A reward.
A roar.
An award, not reward.
You always deserve an award.
Oh, thanks. Okay, anyways. So we have a new set we are working with.
New year, new set, y'all.
Yes, and it looks fabulous. Yes, we are definitely still working on it. And
What do you think?
I love it. And I think it's going to be great. I love what we're going for, and I think we're almost done. We've got a little bit of tweaking, but still, I love the sign. Come on.
It's pink.
It is. For those of you listening that want to know what we're talking about, just jump on over to YouTube and check
Yeah.
out our new lovely sign. Like, seriously, I love it. I think it's so, like, I don't know, fancy.
Because, I mean, it focuses on us because shouldn't it always?
Duh.
It's about us.
Yes. And I've got some lovely rabbit ears on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you've read Hellbent, then you know why I'm wearing these. Well, actually, you don't even have to have read Hellbent because you notice there's a big rabbit on the cover of it. Yep. Well, spoiler alert, I'm Babbitt Rabbit.
Babbitt Rabbit.
Or Babbity Rabbity in my head. Because I can't say anything. So,
It's a weird name. It threw me off
Yes,
literally almost every time.
it did. And like, we're not going to talk about the whole book right now because obviously we're going through it. But I mean,
No
I
spoilers.
I did read the whole book as well.
Mhm.
Which is a lot for me because I'm a very slow reader, but I read it in exactly a week. I just finished it like Monday night,
Hmm.
and I loved it. It's great. I'm really excited that we're going to be discussing it, and I think it's great. But yeah, this whole rabbit thing, I can't wait till we get to it because
So we can trip over it all the time?
that too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the rhyming or all the bees. I don't know, but it's cumbersome.
Yes, because it's just you look at it and you're like, Babbit, rabbit, what? And then,
Bibbity bobbity boo.
yes, that is what I was thinking about. Absolutely, definitely. Oh, that's funny. Well,
Yeah, that's where my mind went a few times.
uh, it's a fun book though.
It is.
I hope everybody out there that's listening has enjoyed what they've read so far, and I can't wait to hear what you all think. I think
Did you like it better than Ninth House?
yeah, I did. I really did. Ninth House was good. It was great. However, it's just this book. Then it's a sequel, so of course it's built off of the first book. But it really just from from the prologue, like that, like what a great way an introduction. I don't know. I just was hooked from the beginning. I really was. It's just I can't remember. Like I was trying. How did Ninth House start? There was a prologue to that. I just feel like that was so long ago. I can't remember. Anyways, I loved it. I really did. I couldn't get enough of it. And it's just amazing. And I'm excited to see where these characters go. And I couldn't wait because Lee kept on saying, I'm going to hell. Well, we all are. And that was so cool. So, yeah. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I do think I enjoyed it more than Ninth House. I think with Ninth House, there was probably a lot of like setup because we have to set the story. And because it's a sequel, we kind of take it running. So the action starts faster in this one than it did in Ninth House. But I don't know if it's just me or that there was such a gap between like Ninth House. I don't know. But I even think like the writing was a little better in Hellbent as well. Like I was again, I don't know if it's just I was already hooked with the characters and Ninth House and it was easier to get through. But I liked it. Now, I will say I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I will say this is more fantasy than Ninth House.
Yes.
So it's like right at my comfort zone where it's like pushing it. It's like it's pushing the comfort zone a little bit. There were a few times where I was like, just please don't go any further. But because I'm diet fantasy. You like the high fantasy, you like the world building, and you like all that. I'm like diet fantasy. So I like how it's still dark academia. You still got the lore and you still have that kind of stuff. And it went into a few directions.
There were parts that I would read and I was like, I wonder what Terry's thinking right now.
There were times where I was like, I know Eric is enjoying this.
and see, I was the opposite. I was like, oh, I bet Terry's clocking that one. Because I know that your thing with fantasy is things that don't make sense. Like, if you need to solve a problem and it's just like, oh, okay, well, we'll just do magic.
Yeah, where the solution is too easy. Yeah.
Right. So
that doesn't really happen in this.
It doesn't.
Where it's just like, it's too easy. It's just that, I don't want to say without like giving things away, but it does push it a little bit. Just for me. Absolutely. Everyone else that likes fantasy, like,
oh yeah,
great.
And what I meant by that actually is, there's not a single part in the book that does that. I would get to moments where like, because I loved it. I loved how much magic was in it. And we knew, is that the word magic? It is.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the secret societies. So I would keep on thinking. I was like, oh, I really wonder what Terry's thinking right now. And also, on something that you said about the writing being different, I do agree with that.
Okay.
And I think my way that I think is what happened is like that helped. Ninth House was Lee's first adult novel,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's a whole that's a whole new genre. I mean, really, it's totally different from writing YA, which, by the way, I still want to know what that definition is, like the exact definition of what YA is compared to like adult. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it, but
There's a
anyway,
gray area.
it
There's a lot of
exactly
YA I'm reading through and I'm going, no, honey,
right.
this I would not feel comfortable with my young adult reading this.
Exactly. Six of Crows, I mean, is amazing, but I always look at that. I was like, really, this is YA? I think it's incredible, but I don't know.
I think upper teens could read Six
Right.
of Crows, but
I forget
in the
that
lower teens, I just don't. Yeah, that would be a little
Yeah.
much.
I think, but I do. I see what you're saying. I think the writing definitely did change, and it's amazing.
Mhm.
It's so awesome just to watch Lee grow, and I feel like we've been there, but her writing it went up a notch for this,
Yeah.
and I loved it.
Have you heard her say that she thought she was going to write 12? She thought the Ninth House series was going to be 12 books.
Oh my god!
And then she kept narrowing it down, and then she was like, no, it's a trilogy.
Wow.
So, I don't know, 12 in a series. Wow.
That's crazy. See, I really want to ask. So, I went to the book signing in Raleigh, North Carolina. Woo! It was fantastic, and I wanted to ask her a question, and I tried. But they didn't pick me ever. So, but one of my question was, did she know? Because I know when she writes, she's a plotter, and that's what she says. I wonder if she knew how this whole trilogy was gonna go from the get-go. Like, I mean, from like when she started writing Ninth House, did she already know what was going to happen in the second one and the third one? And I just because
In the 10th one, in the 11th one.
oh my gosh, that would be. I just feel like the story's so crazy. I feel like it's just. So I feel like if you wrote Ninth House, like I feel like she would have to like hold back from writing some of the stuff. I don't know. I think because I don't know.
It's very intricate. There's a lot of things going on
Yeah.
at once. So
There's a lot of world building too. I mean, not as much as the Grishaverse,
Yeah.
but in the sense of the magic system we're
Mhm.
working with, and I think that's really cool, especially since it's actually a lot of it is
Mhm.
fact. I mean, there's some of the places all the places we go in here are, I think, besides like it's Black Elm isn't a real place,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah. She said that that's why it takes her so long to write these.
Mm.
Is because she is actually researching them because it's a real historical thing. And
gosh.
somebody asked her if it's easier. and but she really said, she wants to get it right because it's historical, but it just takes longer because you have to
Oh my god. So
research everything. But she said the house obviously, but it was modeled after a typical house in that
Okay.
area.
wow. That is incredible to know if you've read Hellbent, because
Mhm.
they're a big point, I think, in here. Like, I mean, it's just there's a lot of architecture that the story is based off of. I know that sounds weird, but there's some parts that really, like, I mean, it's all based off of like that would be so cool to go and like see the okay.
I wonder if Yale is going to have like a Ninth House tour now, like
Oh my god.
like that, like the Outlander tours and the whatever books, whatever. They always have these tours.
That
I
would
wonder
be
if
so
Yale is
cool.
going to have a tour now. There might be all these like Bardugians walking around campus. Like,
I'm
playing
a
big
Bardugian.
shows. Bardugians for
I
life.
sign up. I definitely put me down. I love that. We are That's what we are. We're Bardugians.
Yeah,
Oh, so fancy.
you're welcome.
So, real quickly, before I get into North Carolina a little bit more, I do want to real quickly shout out some new fans because we have them and they're in North Carolina. So, they are Kevin Ginsburg. Woo! Hey, Kevin.
No relation.
Yes.
There is a relation.
And I am going to also shout out his family. I got to visit them and it was really awesome. So while I was out in North Carolina seeing Lee, I did get to spend a lot of time with my cousins, and it was fantastic. So just wanted to make sure I said, hey, shout you out, love ya. I know you're listening, and I'm really impressed because he has not read any of this, and he's not reading it. So that's some commitment right there.
Well, welcome.
Yes, thank you, the Durham Ginsburgs. Love you all. Okay. So, anyways, while I was there, though, the signing was incredible. I loved it because she told me some stuff that I hadn't heard about. I think that I don't pay attention to like some of the lives that she does on Instagram all the time. Like I don't catch it. So, unfortunately, I think there are going to be some things that maybe you also like heard, but
Yeah, I've got notes from the live.
so I know that the next thing that she's doing is the historical fantasy that she's writing, and it's a standalone. And she actually said that it's based in Renaissance Spain. Did you hear that? Had you heard? Okay, so
In the live, she called it a historical fiction.
oh, okay.
So
Hey, who knows? And I know that you've also heard this one about the cool book that is John Picasso. So, and if I feel like John Picasso also did one of the I think the most prominent pictures of that goes around about Ninth House. It's Alex, and I know that we put it on our Instagram, and it's a really cool picture of just Alex laying down. And I'm sorry, my watch is going nuts. I can't
you keep playing with it.
I can't get it to stop. It just won't stop dinging, and I don't know how to turn it off, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm so sorry. That was driving me crazy. It's probably gonna keep doing it. But oh, here we go. Okay, put it on silent mode. I never knew I had that. Learning new things on GrishaCast. Oh, it just vibrated. I thought it was about to go ding again because every time it's done that, it's vibrated. So I was about to have a heart attack that time, but okay. So back to our podcast. John Picasso is doing a kids book, I feel, and yeah, you heard about it too. And it's a cool concept. Wizard of Oz set in a cemetery. And she said it would. She's always wanted to write something that would help kids know how to talk about grief. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So the only other thing that I thought was really, really incredible was someone asked about what she was doing for in YA writing and adult writing, which I think is really funny because she just answered that question. However, she did say that she has a spin-off plan for the Grishaverse working, and she's got a co-writer, and she can't wait to announce it. And that's all that I heard. That's all she said. But I can't. I feel like she was kind of leaning towards we will be very excited about knowing who this co-writer is. So in my head, I really want to think, is it Holly Black?
That's what everybody's speculating.
Because they're so close. And if it is,
that's what everybody on TikTok is speculating.
I'm gonna explode. I can't wait. That would be amazing. Yeah. So, anyways, that's what I got. I thought it was really cool. That's how big in a bubble I live in. All that was news to me. So I was having this when Lee was speaking and I was learning all this, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. But I'm sure everybody else had known it. And I'm
Had heard the live a few days earlier.
Oops. Yeah.
What was cool about the live is that she was in her house.
Oh.
And so you could see this amazing chandelier, and there was this green velvet couch behind her, and she pointed to it and said that's where all the books are written, was on this green
cool.
velvet couch. So it was kind of fun.
That's awesome.
She apparently bought the chandelier before she even bought the house.
Wow.
And she had it in storage, but yeah, it was.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
It was pretty magical.
I love it when we get to see when Lee speaks and she's in different places in her house, and there's one place that I don't know, maybe her living room, but there's this beautiful picture of it's a black snake. It looks exactly like the Ninth House thing. It's this gorgeous photo. But well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I I had a great time. It was I was really excited because when we started this podcast and the first episode was out that week, I went to my very first book signing, which was Lee's, and it was Ninth House, and it was here in Nashville, and I was super nervous. I was handing out little pieces of paper that said, like, GrishaCast, and you can find us here, and that's all it said. And all we had is one itty bitty little episode.
And this time you walk in with a full on t-shirt.
Oh, this time I brought the girl Hala.
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I was so excited. And so I was expecting to spend a little bit more time there. However, if you want to do that, I would definitely suggest maybe not getting into the auditorium and getting front row, because I was actually in the second row, which then put me in the very first group that got to go get their book signed, and I got no time to be in there because I was right up there. But I think that her husband was there.
Mm.
I think that he was the person that took my phone and took the pictures of me and Lee. And the only reason I'm guessing that is because I know that day she was posting on Instagram about little videos about her driving. And I think she mentioned she was with her husband. Producer Chris, remind me, you were watching them too. Didn't she say, me and my husband are driving? So, well, I wish you guys could hear that. So, next time, my producer, my husband, I don't care if he's eating potato chips or not, but he needs to come on so I don't sound crazy. He did just tell me that, yes, I was right. So, now I sound crazy. Okay.
You don't sound crazy.
Anyways, so I hope that was him because he seemed really nice. I mean, he took my camera, but I gave her Hala. It was really funny. My intro was, I didn't make you banana-less pudding, but I made you Hala instead. And she was really sweet. She was awesome. That place was packed. It had there were so many people there.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So, anyways, yeah, that was and then it was over. I had a great time, but as quickly as it started, it was over, and she had to leave. But anyways, so yay. Okay, yeah, I know. You're like, okay, Eric's eventually going to run out of steam.
You do you, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to say we have been pretty active on TikTok lately. So please go over there and check us out. Heart us, follow us. We'll follow you back. I've been following back everybody that follows us. So please come check us out. We've got a few separate things, but today we're going to record some things together. So go to TikTok and look at it because it's fun.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun.
Girl, none of us do. It's okay.
The algorithm is really weird, so please help us out.
Yes, please follow us on all of our socials.
Yes.
And actually, I'm glad you brought that up because it reminded me we have something very awesome going on right now, and it is our giveaway. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm really excited because
there's only a little over a week left to
Oh, wow.
to enter it too.
Okay. Well, it's really exciting. Just because we've been collecting stuff for this giveaway for a long time. Because it is no, it's not pronouncing. It is like an promoting. Yes, thank you. Couldn't think of the word. Promoting our website. Woohoo! Which we have up. And to enter into our giveaway, all you need to do is go to GrishaCast.com and take our very own suborder quiz.
Which is super amazing.
Yes, we developed the whole thing. We came up with questions, answers, all of it. And it took the whole team, the GrishaCast staff, and then we even, the amazing art that when you actually find out what suborder you're in, that art was done by our wonderful Chloe, and I will make sure that we can lead you to her Instagram and stuff. She's an incredible artist that helped us get through that stuff and made some great stuff. So please go check it out. And I think it's a fun quiz. However, I also worked very hard at it. So of course I'm probably going to say that, but I've heard that people think it's neat. I mean, I hope. So
when you take the quiz, it's going to ask you for your email.
mhm.
And that actually enters you into this giveaway.
Yes.
So make sure you follow the rules.
The most important part.
And
Thank you.
then for an extra entry, sorry, get myself together now. So for an extra entry, you can also share it on our socials and hashtag us, tag us in things, at us in things, GrishaCast, and we will put an extra entry in for you.
Yes, we will.
Share, screenshot your results or talk about it or link to it, whatever you want to do, but tag us and hashtag us.
Yeah, please.
Please.
I think it's fun. So,
you want these prizes too.
You do. So I'm just gonna go some of the stuff. We've got an amazing mug. So first off, this is all fan made art, and they are incredible pieces. And we've got a No Mourners, No Funerals mug from Friesen Art, and we also have these really cute little books. It's from the Magnetic Library, and all of these stores, by the way, are on Etsy, but Rachel makes these really cute magnetic books, and they're really small. And for this giveaway, we have King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. We've got some amazing stickers and pins from Trig Art, some really cool maps that are actually scrolls from the Land of Scrolls, and a whole bunch of stuff from the world of fandom, including No Mourners, No Funeral notebook sticker, and this really cool paper, a bookmark. And then, of course, we have Kendra Dante's. Her EP is in there. Then we also have the Sinner and Saints album. That is new. Just got that today. So I just want to make sure that you all know we are including that. And also, we have a copy of King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, both signed by Lee.
You can see these on our Instagram page. There is a post where you can see a picture of all of the goodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a lot, but we are really excited to give that away. So and we will for sure have a date for you that we will be doing a drawing by next time. We will figure that out. We know
beginning of February.
Yeah. So
you have a little over a week to take the quiz, enter your email, and get your other entries in.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be fun to get that package in the mail. That would be fun.
Yes, I know. And it is open, by the way. Not only it's
worldwide.
Exactly. Someone did ask that, and I was like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
everywhere. So let's get to Hellbent. We've already talked about it a little bit, but
So we have two different editions with us. There's the silver one, that's I don't want to say normal one, but just the regular published one.
Yeah.
And then the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which I ran out and got immediately.
You did.
Day I was on it.
I was proud of you.
Woo!
Really was.
And so the red one actually has the artwork on the inside. I know most people listen and they don't watch, but the inside background is white on the silver one, and it is red in the red one.
I knew that was coming.
And the naked books are the same, though.
They are.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. And I was expecting more, though.
I was, too. I wanted the naked book to be more spectacular. I wanted some foiling or something, especially on the special edition one, but they are the exact same on both editions. It's fine. It's fine.
At least be red,
yeah,
I thought.
They're the exact same.
They are. And I really thought that there would be a lot more than just the background on these.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It is really nice.
I like the red. A lot of people don't.
Oh, really?
And also, don't try to take that sticker off because it will ruin the cover. That's what,
I've learned that.
So many people, apparently the stickers this go around are the worst. that they've ever been. Like, people were trying tricks with, like, hair dryers and all kinds of stuff, and it ruins it. So you just have to kind of leave it on.
I learned that the hard way a long time ago. Never take off a Barnes & Noble
They're so
exclusive.
bad.
Yeah,
Like, stop ruining my stuff, man.
I feel you.
But also in the Red Book, at the end of it, there's a fun little thing. I mean, it's okay. It's a great idea because it's very personable. But it's like it's a bonus content of Lee and her notes that are like actually handwritten. I mean, if you can read it,
Go
it's
for it.
Great.
Exactly.
It's great, but that's only in the Barnes and Noble exclusive one.
It is, and
And there's spoilers back there too, so don't like go back there first and then
it says it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it says like, but only if you've finished the book.
Mhm.
And I mean, she wrote this nice little thing on the very first page, but I mean, I can't even.
Yeah, it's difficult to read.
I really, really wanted to read this, but I'm gonna just have to admit that I started and I was about to like freak out because I couldn't read it all, and if I can't understand, I was just
I'll see if I can type it out for you.
I was really having some problems. I was really excited. However, looking through it,
I mean, it
looks like
it's
a lot.
nice touch
Yeah,
to have something that's like personable like that.
I feel like it. See, I don't know. I couldn't like. It looks like all the little parts that at the end of the chapters where there's the takeouts from the books from Lethe and things like that. Is that all of? Are these all these little like those parts? Is that what these notes are on?
Yeah, it's like she has. I can't. It's not in this book. I just literally said
Here,
that,
you
and
can
I'm
look
like,
at mine.
look at that. But it looks like she's got like notes, like historical notes and stuff, and she's like annotated them.
So I always thought it would be really cool if like just to put all those together anyways, because I think it's Ninth House where they've got like excerpts from like the Lethe protocols or something like, I don't know. Some of that stuff is neat. I thought it would be cool to put it all together.
Like there's a point where it says Halloween is an evangelical holiday. She has it underlined and an arrow that says, "Oh, I am one of these." She's so cute. And then the other edition is a Target edition.
Yes.
And the only difference in like this silver one and the Target one is that it comes with a print.
Yes, it comes with this poster in the back, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did think there was going to be more, but I do think it's a neat.
Yeah, I passed on the Target one because I already had the silver one and the red one, and I was like, I don't need it just for the print, so I didn't get that one. I already have 2 Hellbents on my bookshelf, so I'm all right.
Well, girl, I've got too many. I ordered one. If you purchased it and gifted to someone, you got I've got to bring that out next time. I got some really cool pre-order things, and I think I've got 5-6 copies of Hellbent now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because now I've got the latest one, which Lee signed though, which is cool. But I've got a lot of copies. So, anyways.
All right.
Okay, so we are.
Yeah, there's not a ton of stuff that happens here in the beginning, which is why we were able to kind of talk about some other things.
I do want to ask: I love maps, so of course I was expecting it to be different, and at first I thought it was, but it's not. I sat there and studied it. It is the same map as in Ninth House.
Because we're still in the same.
I know.
buildings.
I just thought things would be added. Like, I really did. I thought it would just grow a little bit more. But it didn't. And I spent a little too much time doing that because I didn't have it in front of me. So I was like, I didn't have the Ninth House in front of me to compare it. So I really was like, in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, they did add stuff. And no, not at all. So I will say, like, I mean, the prologue, which is called November, I thought it was a great way to hook us.
Kind of reintroduce.
Yes. And it was I don't want to say scary, but it definitely got my attention. I think it's really cool. And I also like, oh, I can't talk about that yet because, yep, we
I
got
know.
no spoilers, but
That's the problem with like reading it
yes.
all the way through and then like, let's just talk about the first couple chapters, but we're going to do it.
However, reading it again though, since like I'm really glad we're doing that because now I'm like catching some stuff. There's a lot in this first prologue that you don't, of course, you're not going to catch it, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's
And
just,
we can't point it out too much either. So,
no, but I do think it's cool that, I mean, the beginning starts with her going to the basement of Black Elm and running into some grays that,
Mhm.
happen to be, oh, yeah, they're next to their dead bodies. And then, I don't know, they're like, it's behind you or we're not alone. That's right. We're
we're not alone.
Woo, creepy. So I love that beginning. And then, yeah, it's
And then we're back on campus.
sure are.
Yeah. So I don't.
So we just have to remember exactly where, like at the very end of Ninth House. I mean, it's just we're going to save Darlington. We're going to hell.
Mhm.
So and we all knew that we were going to. So I mean, this is just, I mean, continuing on there. Like I mean, almost like it's the next day. I think it's cool to be able to go into these secret societies more. One where like Lee got to tell us more about the system of like the magic system, but also the secret societies, and I love that. Especially that in the very beginning, she uses that mirror thing, the compact,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
who does she? She is it Peyton Manning or who? It's some famous athlete. Oh gosh.
Tom Brady. Is it Tom
Okay,
Brady?
hey, they're all the same to me. But
Yeah.
that magic compact is amazing. I mean,
Yeah. She goes to get money for drugs.
that really threw me off though because
Yeah.
it's connected to Aton,
yeah.
and I'm like, and you know that, but I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what is she doing?
why
with-
are-
why are
yeah.
you talking to?
How'd we get there?
Exactly. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this for?
Mhm.
It made no
There
sense.
was no explanation. It was just like right into like, give me my money.
Yeah, and she like, I mean, it's Alex, so I mean, we know she's strong, and but I mean, she really gave him a new one.
Well,
Scared
she's
him.
using the grays.
Yeah, so that threw me too. Just like I guess I forgot that. I mean, she now like I mean, I guess it threw me that she would want to. I didn't think it was something that she would always want to do.
Yeah. And she was just like, whoop, come on, let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Something to also point out though from that chapter was after she got done with using that one gray for their strength, she had a surprise visitor. Gray jump in. And like she was really freaked out by that.
Yeah.
I was freaked out by that. And the whole because she's been able to control that whole scenario
Mhm.
with them like using their power, and this time like I mean all of a sudden she has one jump in her, and that really freaks her out. It's so weird to jump back into the grays and just thinking about the whole like that power thing where because she can use their strength
Mhm.
and I guess their voice apparently.
Yeah, sometimes it comes through.
That's so weird. Yeah, because sometimes it's not all the time.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Mhm.
And okay, so that was a cool first chapter. I'm trying to think. The coolest thing out of what we read, I think, it did really start out actually like the same way Ninth House did because we're going to in Ninth House it was called the prognostication. This time she's actually going to one of the houses to
Book and snake.
yes, Book and Snake, and watching them perform their little ceremony thing. That was creepy.
But she's going under a new title too.
That's right, because she's She's Dante.
She's
She is. Wait, no. Yeah, she's Dante. Or is she Virgil?
Virgil.
She's Virgil.
Mhm.
Whew. That is crazy.
Yeah, she goes in and they go Virgil and she nods her head and you're like, oh,
Wow.
oh, she bumped up.
She sure did. And I love the.
But there's
that-
not a new Dante.
There isn't. No, I wonder if maybe Dawes is kind of like filling in that position. They didn't explain it, but I mean, maybe it didn't have to be.
Well, she's doing her job though.
Yeah. I feel like they're the only ones do.
I know.
That
Like
really-
they're the only ones that get brought up like at all. Like they're the only ones doing anything.
Yeah, that is really weird because Lethe
I
has to
didn't
be.
think about that, but yeah,
It's got to be more than just.
it's just like her and
So really,
Dawes heading over to this thing.
wow. So the
But in-
active members are just like there's 3 or 4, and then everybody else that's a member of Lethe is just like.
In Ninth House, it was fairly similar, right? It was
was.
just like Darlington, Alex, and Dawes, basically, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we also had like Shadow Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And we get to learn that new word. What he was called, the Praetor.
Praetor?
I had fun with that one until I listened to the audiobook. I was not saying that.
Praetor.
Um,
It has an AE in it, so it's fun.
it's yeah, definitely throws me for a loop.
AEs are fun.
So this whole thing that she watches going on, obviously some coach is wanting some money, and I don't know. I think about just this like corpse turning into a crab and going across a Ouija board, even though that is not what's happening. It is in my head
Yeah.
because
It basically is a Ouija board.
yeah, I mean, it's real.
But the visual that you get of this person crab walking,
yes.
like, I kind of want to see the visual of it so I can see if it's as weird in my head as it was meant to be. Because have you seen those videos where, sorry, I'm overtaking this. Have you seen those videos where the people like pull their legs through their hoodies?
What?
Hoodie sleeves, so they're walking around like this and like crab walking. That's what it reminded me of. And I'm sure
Wow.
like if anyone else that's listening has been on like social media, TikTok, whatever, you've probably seen this where like you've hidden your arms and you're just like running around with like the hood up and it looks like a little creature. That's what it looked like in my head.
Huh.
Yeah.
And so I haven't seen what you're talking about. However, while you were talking about that, when we were younger in school, did you play like a version of like, I don't know, it was like soccer or kickball that you would do on the
Yeah.
gym floor? And you would have to
You had your arms behind you.
crab soccer. Weird.
Yeah.
That's such a weird game, but that's
That's how you pictured it?
it is. I feel like Lee was definitely going for more of like the exercise. It's the exercise
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
and that
Where it's like contorted.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is really creepy. I mean, especially if you think about like an actual like corpse and like
Right.
doing this.
But it was funny in my head. And I know it was meant to be horrific, but it was humorous.
Actually, like I think because Lee said Ninth House when she wrote it, she thought it was
Oh,
really
that's right,
funny.
yeah.
So I think it is supposed to be funny for some people.
Like
for
a dark humor.
Yeah, I think so. Especially when they threw in the part that like it had to like wind itself down. Like it didn't just like
Yes,
stop and it just kept on like
I think that was the part, like one of the reasons why I found it so humorous because it's just this thing that's just like going and going and going until it runs out of energy. It's like the Energizer Bunny.
it's so weird. And
And nobody's like, at that point, nobody cares. It's just like, oh, it'll wear itself out.
exactly. We're just when you coming home, I'm just waiting for this crab body to stop. I mean,
Everybody's
it's-
like having some snacks and talking about what else is going on. And
Bring-
there's like,
snacks. Oh, help yourself to coffee and bars. We're just watching.
there's punch and pie.
Ooh.
And we're just waiting on what's his face over there to wear himself out.
Could you imagine? Like, it probably does have moments where, like, I mean, towards it losing its power, it like feels like it's over, but then all of a sudden, nope, it's up again. Oh God, we were so close that time. God,
It's like,
is it done?
what, ADHD corpse Ouija board.
Huge, life-size Ouija board. That's like a gym. That is weird. Because how were they? It wasn't letters, right? Were there letters on the ground?
That's what it's in my head.
In my head, yes. And it was saying, no, it wasn't saying things. It was spelling things out, because that's how we get to like where we actually ended what our like reading section for tonight was when Alex goes back to her room, or she goes back and washes up. Dawes helps her realize that it was spelling out galaxy, right? But in another, like somehow.
Yeah, it was the Latin word for galaxy.
Yes, which I'm just gonna say this: I don't know how Dawes got to that, because nothing that Alex said had anything to do with yes, she was saying like outer space, things that kind of related, but nothing that would get me to realize that it said Galaxia or whatever.
Yeah.
It was interesting, because she was like, it said mother's milk or something.
Mother's milk or the Milky Way. Yeah, they thought that it was something milky because of the translation.
So, which was a really interesting part, because when in that section also, like, it reminds you that they think that that's a sign from Darlington. They think that Darlington's trying to like, and it just brought up things that I didn't realize. Like, they made the connection that like it's another time that Darlington is trying to connect with us, and I'm like, what? But then it makes sense, but I don't know.
It does, but at the moment it seemed like a bit of a reach.
Yes, absolutely.
But then, like, why else would it say that word?
And see, I didn't think that, because it says like, and like in the very first book, the prognostication, that was Darlington trying to reach out. And I was like, what? Really? Like, I didn't know that. Did you ever come to that conclusion?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Good.
Yeah.
However, I think it's interesting.
Galaxius.
Thank you. Oh, Dr. C, I bet you're really mad at me for not knowing any of this. He is Dr. C to me. So, but yeah.
But yeah, that's literally like the reading.
Yeah. And
that's like the end of chapter 3. It's like they realize that Galaxius is galaxy.
Which I think is really cool. And also we have to remember this section also was available on your Kindle last month even. We were able to read this. So I think it's definitely a good section for like a teaser.
It brings you back in.
Exactly.
And that's the important part.
Exactly. And I think it does a good job of it too. I definitely want to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Oh yes.
So, well, yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm really excited. I'm trying to see if there are any of the little book things that I was talking about that I love. Yeah, there's one, because we're now reading out of the Lethe Armory catalog, and we didn't read that last. That wasn't mentioned in Ninth House. It is kind of neat, however, reading this now and seeing the connection between what are in these books and what we're reading. Because I guess I didn't really... I feel like in Ninth House, there were things that were connected to the story, but some that really weren't so much. I feel like this is like totally different. I don't know.
I see that, yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. So, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Because Babbity Rabbity is coming. I'm going to drive Terry crazy with that.
Literally every time he said that, I've gone Babbit Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's for my own good as well that I say it properly, because if not, I'm like bibbity bobbity bibbity rabby blah.
Yeah, bibbity bobbity boo. So it was. I'm really glad to be back. I'm so glad that we are discussing Hellbent.
Yes.
I think it's so fun. And I hope all of our listeners love it. And if you guys have any questions or things that, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. What did you all think of Hellbent? How, like, has anybody else like binged it and finished it? How long did it take you? I'd love to know how many people have like read all of Hellbent already, because in North Carolina, Lee asked, and there were a lot of people that raised their hand, and Lee was like, "Oh my god," that like she got really nervous because she's like, "I haven't like I've got to write more. Hold on, guys, I can't like write that fast."
Yeah, there were a ton of TikToks of people doing it in one go. Like
Wow.
they just like they had their like camera set up, and it just went through the span of the whole day of them like reading through it, and there was a lot of people that did that. So
That's awesome. I am so out of all the reviews so far, like I haven't heard like
it went instant number one.
that's that's amazing. Yay. Go Lee. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of her. I know she worked so hard on this, and I think it's great. But
But it is true. Like you finish it within a day, and then it's going to take another 3-4 years to write the next one.
yeah.
But welcome to my world. So, because I read historical fiction, and it takes
That's right.
forever. So, welcome to my world.
I bet that's right, because I mean it's gotta like if it's gotta make sure all the facts line up.
A lot
Wow.
of research.
Do they have people that like fact check that stuff? I guess for you. Like I mean,
They can. I mean, if you say it's historical fiction, then you can play around with things however you want to. But a lot of times they'll have consultants.
that's interesting. Yeah. Huh. So, well, I think we did a fantastic like job because I was nervous. I didn't know how
Aw.
we were gonna do. It's been I'm kidding. No, we're gonna of course be fabulous. So, and hey, we've got Kevin listening, so that makes me so excited. And all of our listeners, I love that I know my cousin's listening, and I gotta keep on giving him shout outs. So, anyways, well, I am gonna probably stop rambling because I can see the look in Terry's eyes right now. Like, is he gonna shut up?
I
Yes.
did not.
Mm-hmm.
Lies.
I get it. It's okay.
The lies.
My ADD is a little nuts sometimes. You just need to cut me off. So we're gonna stop. But
Just much like the corpse, the crabby corpse. You
It
just
doesn't
kind of have to
stop.
let Eric run himself out. So if you just pause and just let him run through it, then everything's okay. I love you so much.
I love that you do that, and I love that you know that. It's amazing because I always do get to a spot where I'm like,
Okay, I'm done.
this is awkwardly going on for too long. So, okay, well, it's been fantastic. Next week, we will continue reading Hellbent. We will be reading chapters 4 through 8. So, we love you all. We'll see you next time. Long live the Grishaverse.
Like we're at the end of the hour, so my voice is a little husky. A+.
No mourners.
No funerals.
This has been GrishaCast. Connect with us on the web at GrishaCast.com. Send an email to info@GrishaCast.com.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and absolutely TikTok at GrishaCast.
Yay! And Facebook. Oh, and thank you to our amazing staff, Chris, Michelle, Alex, and Brenda. Yay!